Goeienaand Suid-Afrika. Good evening to all the folks in South Africa that have tuned in, all the supporters, everybody that has never seen underwater hockey before, sitting with their friends watching the next semi-final elite ladies game 262, South Africa versus New Zealand. With me in the commentator box today, I've got Ian from New Zealand, a Masters player, and Conrad, expat, who is the assistant coach for the German elite ladies team. Good afternoon, gents.
Good afternoon, Jack.
Good afternoon to you all. It's a great afternoon here in Quebec. Nice and sunny outside. Started off with a little bit of an overcast morning, but that's been settled. It's extremely hot outside, nice and humid for those of us who come from the winters of the world. And it certainly isn't winter here in the pool this morning. There's great facilities, as you can see. The ladies are stretching themselves, getting themselves acquainted with the water. Ian, it's really great to have you here in the commentary box with us this morning. Jack, you as well. So Ian has already been introduced as a Masters player for New Zealand. Let's not forget Jack as well, the Masters player for South Africa. Thanks a lot. Looking forward to a great humdinger here.
I think it's going to be an exciting game. South Africa all to play for, the current defending champions, and I think New Zealand prior to South Africa, worlds with the elite ladies with champions. So this is a big game.
So both of them coming from different sides of the draw in the pool. So I think the last time they met would have been in the final in Stellenbosch. So
that's right.
Yeah.
That was 2 years ago.
So this in itself could be turning out into a very, very good final. Very exciting game earlier this morning, the Masters men in France against Canada. Canada giving it their all, being here in Canada, giving the French a very good run for their money. They eventually went into extra time.
Well, thank you very much for all your comments so far, guys. We really enjoy your comments on the chat. Thank you, Darren Fu, for coming in there. Good morning to you all. For those from far away, what's the time difference there in New Zealand?
I believe it's 16 hours, so it's 7:30 in the morning.
Well, good morning, New Zealand mates. We all got your breakfast ready and all excited for this semi-final.
Yeah, and some coffee probably. Won't help the nerves any bit, but...
Indeed, this is... so far it looks like the way that the log has been going on the two camps, the women's A camp or group and the women's B group. New Zealand on top there on theirs. South Africa coming second on theirs. So that's why they're meeting here. It's as good as a final as any. Somehow I think that both teams are going to be tested. It's going to be a great game, great display. Rian Saliers, thank you very much for tuning in. UK Underwater Hockey also there. Somebody who's claiming UK Underwater Hockey from Hong Kong. Don't know how you did that. Is that a hacker? Trish Ferrelly, thank you very much. Darren Fu, Luke,
Matthew Hart,
Gordon.
good morning.
Absolutely. Lewis Flavel Birch as well, thank you very much. Patrick Finn, Alma Celia. Alma Celia's got a girlfriend in the mix here.
So in the stands we also have a rather large Kiwi contingent. You can see some of them here. A few South Africans as well in the contingent.
New Zealand always got a good following at underwater hockey tournaments.
Yeah, there's a loyal group of people that travel quite regularly.
Are they escaping the winter there in New Zealand? A lot of snow down there now?
Yeah, it's always a good excuse. Come away for a little bit of a summer holiday. And Quebec's a beautiful city, especially Old Town. Walking around, it's been great. I know myself as well as most of the other Masters players have averaged like 10,000 steps a day, as well as doing the games in the pool. So it's been it's very easy city to walk around and
it certainly is, and it's beautiful and clean, isn't it?
Just like the pool, Conrad.
Yeah.
Once again, fantastic facility that we use for this 20th CMAS Underwater Hockey World Championships here in Quebec City at the Laval University PEPs, as they're called. Like Stellenbosch University is called Marties, Laval University is being called PEPs. An amazing lot stadiums inside this building, except for the 2 swimming pools. We've got this 50 meter. On the other side, there's another 50 meter swimming pool with diving platforms. We have 2 ice hockey rinks in here. We have a volleyball court. We have a basketball court. We have 5 tennis courts surrounded with an indoor athletic track.
That's
We
about
have
300 meters, that track.
squash courts, and it's an amazing facility.
Yeah, and there's a huge open area where they can also do volleyball,
That's right.
badminton and all that
Beach
sort of
volleyballs, arenas outside as well on the
Yeah.
top. That's fantastic. They've got outdoor soccer fields, a tartan racetrack outside as well, and another centre that's an indoor sports arena for acrobatics and soccer. So really is an amazing facility. These teams are getting ready, starting their little build up, their war cry.
Yeah,
And
it's very, very interesting. Why doesn't the underwater hockey players do a nice haka for us here?
Well, I think they're, they want to keep their nerves cool, and it might not help with the breath holder.
So the haka gets your adrenaline pumping.
Yeah.
More for the rugger buggers.
Yeah.
So as the tension builds up and we are getting closer to the start of the game 6-6.
there right in the middle at the bottom you see a New Zealand referee and a South African referee sitting hand to hand next to each other. Well, let's start with the team introductions here. We've got playing in black for South Africa. That'll be from your left to your right. We're going to get ready to go with this game.
So Madeleine is sitting out today in the semi-finals. So
2 seconds to go.
all the players, number 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 will all be in the water for South Africa. Ian, New Zealand side.
I'm not sure who's sitting out. I arrived late and it just ran down here to the commentary box.
Okay, but as we go on through the match, we will sort of figure out which number is missing eventually.
Yep.
As we get ready for the kickoff. Game 262 semi-final, Pool 2, Friday 25-4 in Quebec City.
Coach for South Africa is Roger Bester. And assistant coach is Brent Borslop from the Masters team.
Coach for New Zealand is Rebecca Brosnan.
Well, they've done great work with these teams, building them up until this moment.
So 10 seconds to go before the start.
There's a little bit of an advert there for more sport. Here we go. Even match there right in the middle.
Good drive there by New Zealand, going left as we look at the play in front of us. Right to the wall. South Africa is stealing it off the wall, driving it forward. I think it's Roxy that's pushing forward, gaining a lot of yards up on the right hand side.
Yeah,
South
great
Africa
drive by South Africa.
pushing it towards the inside, and they're still getting in closer.
That
and the
looks like it's
puck
in the
is
puck.
in the goal.
Wow.
And my word.
My word.
What a start, Bockies.
They've
That was interesting.
They've signalled a goal.
Okay. Well, that's
Okay.
under a minute to go in the
South
first
Africa
half.
from the kickoff. New Zealand just got the puck, went to the wall, and South Africa steamrolled up the right hand side wall and played it back to the inside. And again, South Africa first to the free, the kickoff to the puck.
So that's New Zealand on the right hand side.
Oh, sorry, it's New Zealand. Sorry, Ian. I commentated yesterday with our ladies in the lighter costumes.
Yeah.
I do apologize for making our South African spectators excited there.
And New Zealand again driving very quickly towards that goal, looking to recycle the play. 2 times,
Playing intensely,
getting it back
keeping
into the middle
numbers
of
down on the ground
the
there.
goal, and
Big
a
flicks,
shot for goal.
big flicks
but
into
looks
the
like
goal.
it was just kept out,
It's just
and New Zealand
controlled.
again driving.
They got numbers down the ground. South Africa managed to secure that puck and pushing it out to the outside. There's no numbers down the bottom. It's concerning for South Africa.
Exciting stuff here in the beginning of the first half, right from the start. New Zealand putting pressure on to South Africa, and right after the kickoff again. But luckily South Africa now get their composure slightly back, opting to play up the wall, keep possession, drive forward, keep possession, still keeping the drive up the wall. But New Zealand ripped it off the wall and opening it up, but no numbers down there to support. South Africa opting to go to the middle of the pool. And once again, it's a bit of tic-tac here on possession. South Africa playing it wide and deep.
Taking the puck there for South Africa.
And
Fighting
nice,
2 against 1. That
nice
was well
goal, yeah.
controlled there. Passing it. Roxanne taking that puck there. Called up an advantage.
And the referee signalling advantage for South Africa.
Obstruction.
Couple of nervous spectators up here. Some smiled bigger than others. Selenor takes the puck for South Africa, pulling the player in and playing it wide. New Zealand absorbing that attack. South Africa regaining possession there.
And recycling very quickly, and the forward there driving off at 45 degrees, looks like.
It was the halfback Zandre that came in off the forward and played back.
Now we have a stick foul there again by the South Africans, relieving a little bit of pressure here for New Zealand.
Yeah, I think South Africa has got a bit of a wake-up call here. New Zealand coming out strong out of the blocks in the first minute of the game, putting South Africa immediately under pressure. A bit more flow now during the game. South Africa trying to work on their possession. New Zealand cycling it between players, wall opening it up.
Great work off the wall there.
Oh, and
putting the 45 off there. New Zealand taking it up
And a
into the
great
middle.
drive and support there. Ooh.
Looks like Jen Coppingers robbed the puck there. South Africa.
Pass not quite going to plan. New Zealand staying at the bottom, capitalising
there
on
we go,
that.
another drive. Zandre there at the back, was it?
A great stop
Dwyer.
there, but it looks like it was an illegal stop, and they've called it a penalty goal. So
Quite interesting that, I'm just a little bit concerned with when the referee comes up immediately and calls that without doing a timeout and conferring with the other refs. But he was there, saw that and made the call. South Africa down by 2.
I think it'll be a good time now for the coach to call a timeout for South Africa, just to regroup a bit, but opting not to.
yeah, so after a quick start by the Kiwis and a fairly even section of play, the Kiwis sort of managed to get another drive going and scored fairly quickly off that. So South Africa will be looking to try and maintain some of the pressure they've had and keep control of the puck, as well as getting the Kiwis, down and recycling to try and make a few mistakes.
Now, South Africa didn't have the numbers or falling back when they were driving forward there, and I think that is why New Zealand made use of that opportunity when they had the puck to just push through and scored that goal.
It's a foul against
New Zealand.
They've been pushed back 3 meters, so South Africa have the advantage.
So this looks like right on the left-hand side of the court here, with a good advantage for South Africa. Driving, but a little scrappy play here.
Got a ping pong.
Going back and forward, yeah.
And New Zealand absorbing it, taking it there to the wall.
And again,
It was an advantage call there.
There was an advantage call. Other refs stopped the game, so advantage back to South Africa. Stick infringement there by New Zealand. South Africa on the attack again from the 2-5. Playing it across, right, with
Well
New
picked
Zealand
up by New
intercepting it there. Cleaning it out to the side. Good angles there by New Zealand to clean it out. South Africa doesn't have
Those
numbers
big
at the moment, but there we go.
And then South Africa with 3 players down and support looking to drive towards the goal. But New Zealand just managing to keep it out as more support comes from South Africa, and we have another call. This time it's against South Africa for obstruction.
Those big flicks by South Africa seem to be intercepted quite easily by New Zealand. They've got a lot of skill there being able to tap that down. So they're going to have to come up with something else there to make this work for them.
Yeah, I think as the game develops and people's skills are getting better, it becomes easier to bat the puck down when somebody flicks it high. So something for coaches to work on is maybe to work on slider flicks and a variety of flicks for the players to practice. As New Zealand is busy driving all the way down to the right corner as they are attacking into South Africa's left corner. Good numbers on the bottom there by South Africa. Only one New Zealand player.
And we see the backs there, waiting for their chance to go in for South Africa. South Africa looking to get it out of the corner, but a little bit of a scrappy play, going back and forward into the corner. And we have another call here, this time against South Africa.
Legal stoppage there. Thank you, George Watson, for your communication. Darren Fu and Matthew Hart, thank you for coming in there. Appreciate it. Thank you, Teddy Mateo.
And shout out to Jake Hocking as well. As we see the Kiwis drive, using that advantage puck, trying to maintain possession and look to recycle it into the center of the goal, but South Africa managing to have the bodies down and intercept.
Lauren Dwyer cleaning it out there to the corner. Zandre following up there behind her to make sure that they don't play up the wall.
That's illegal use of the arm there for the South African. So free arm there been used just to prevent the New Zealander from having access.
Okay, New Zealand free puck on the attacks. Play it right to the middle. South Africa absorbing it there, playing it back to their back wall, trying to clear it out, but there's some players on the bottom of New Zealand. Always difficult to play up the right wall with your right hand because you're so prone to push the puck with your glove in a natural position.
Yeah, it's always very difficult.
There comes the swing. Anticipated by South Africa, well done.
Yeah, they've organised very well against this advantage puck here by New Zealand.
There's an
But
opening for them.
players on the bottom looking to drive again towards the corner of the goal.
Wow.
Oh,
That was interesting.
Arm wrestling match.
and this
Relief
time it looks
was-
like gloving against New Zealand.
Relief for South Africa. Much welcome relief indeed.
This might be a perfect time for them to call a little bit of a timeout.
I think it happens. You're quite correct. Well anticipated.
Yeah, the South African ladies have been working very hard on defense here. I mean, they organised very well, had numbers on the bottom much better than the Kiwis.
Yeah, that it almost looked like they had practiced that run to get a little bit of a conveyor belt working up the back wall there.
Both teams settling into the game. South Africa now is getting a bit of a hand on the game, making it more difficult for New Zealand to attack, but New Zealand started very well, putting good pressure on South Africa, and from the kickoff scored the first goal, and then when South Africa was in New Zealand's territory, they got hold of the puck and then penetrated to score a second goal. So with 5 minutes to go in the first half, 2-0 to New Zealand. I hope Roger, best of the coach of the elite ladies, have given some good advice. They've noticed some holes in the New Zealand defence.
Big flick there to the centre. South Africa picking it up.
Julie, good clean out there, support there by Eleanor, playing it back to the wall. Eleanor getting the puck, pushing up again. Sandra here right behind her for support. South Africa just can't get away from the wall.
Yeah, surrounded by 3 New Zealand players there makes it very difficult. But New Zealand committing an infringement there. So South Africa is slowly moving up towards halfway here. And with a good opportunity for attack. Oh, and a great swerve there.
Somebody just asked me if it's possible to make comments on the YouTube. Yes, you have to sign in, log into the YouTube, into your YouTube account, and then you are more than welcome to leave comments. We see all the comments here on the side coming in thick and fast. We can't always read all of them because we are watching this game as much as you guys are doing, to give you as much feedback as possible of what's happening here.
Now just remember that if you're watching it in full screen, you might not be able to see the comments. So if you just minimize your display, you'll see that there is a comment line next to the video feed.
And New Zealand with an advantage here, and another big flick up towards the forwards, but again chased down by South Africa. A little bit of an unclean play here, going back and forward again. We've seen this a few times with both teams fighting very hard on the bottom, but South Africa looking to push back into the Kiwi half.
South Africa opening it up there from the wall, driving towards the inside.
45 there, picking up Zandre. Big block and stop there.
And South Africa with a few numbers on the bottom here, looking to make good use of this advantage here.
Here we go.
And the defender was turned around, but
Ball picked up.
I think this could end up into a penalty goal as well, stopping the puck with a hand. And there we go.
Yep.
South Africa's on the scoreboard. Once again, like yesterday, South Africa were under pressure, and Roger called a timeout and gave some advice to the girls, for the ladies, and it didn't took them more than 2.5 minutes to get a goal back to reduce the score to 2-1 with 2 minutes 17 seconds to go. The time might be less. Sometimes the timer on our screen gets stuck and runs down, but it looks like somebody's called a timeout. Could be New Zealand. Yes, New Zealand has called a timeout, Ian. What do you think the coach will be saying to the ladies now?
He'd probably be giving them the opportunity just to have a little bit of a breather. There weren't as many stoppages in the last 5 minutes, so it's probably going to be very tiring for them. And it's always great to have an extra minute of, just leading up to halftime. The coach will probably be telling them, they've been here before. Try and get it down the South African end. Just wait for their moments. Take their time.
There's a lot of flow in this last third of the game. Ladies are getting tired, and as we see South Africa now for the first time winning the sprint off to the puck. Some hard, fierce driving by both sides. A little bit of a rug and maul going on there. I think both sides might have decided that they're going to keep it on the side till the end of the first half.
Yeah, right underneath their sub benches.
So
you do your work and then get out quickly. Yeah, us Masters players are quite use that a lot.
Our masters in the technique. New Zealand with a nice opening up of the game here to the left hand side, opting to play it straight forward back into the South African hand.
Hoping to have support, and then the support is a bit late, but here it comes, and there are now 3 ladies, New Zealand ladies, and they're driving towards the goal with a shot. It looked like it might have been blocked.
Lauren Dwyer stopping the puck there, but
and
there we go.
It was stopped illegally. So another penalty goal.
What can I say? The refs saw that. New Zealand scoring a third goal, yeah, putting pressure on South Africa. South Africa in defence only had one number on the bottom. New Zealand following up there with two players, and immediately again getting into South Africa's third and converting it into points.
Yeah, so I think the pep talk by Rebecca Brosnan actually helped the team there. And again, New Zealand looking to drive straight up the middle. This time South Africa looking to take it to the safety of their corner.
I think South Africa currently now a bit under pressure. The ladies just need to keep their cool a bit, and like Lauren did there, try to absorb the pressure. And just regrouping again, take a deep breath and just calm down. A lot of pressure on the ladies.
Yeah, as we head into half-time here. So there's 3 minutes here for the ladies from South Africa and New Zealand to take a few deep breaths, get together.
So George, what would be the solution there from your side? What is the cause? Is it the ref's fault or is it the players' fault?
A little bit of both, maybe.
Both teams playing their hearts out. South Africa giving their best, did a good job to come back to 2-1, and then after the timeout called by New Zealand, clearly the instruction was to try and get ahead before the second half, to create a big enough gap to not really rest on your laurels for the rest of the second half, but to sort of a safety net to be in the lead.
Yeah. And if you're enjoying this great coverage here from Quebec, there is a GoFundMe Underwater Hockey Champs 2018 link on the screen right now. All the coverage here is provided free. So, you know, we welcome donations. So scan the link.
I think the guys did a fantastic job with the camera work. Moving cameras is the first that we have in underwater hockey, with the crystal clear pools from the Laval University. Well done, and thank you to the university and also to Canadian Underwater Hockey for organising this facility and everything in and around this facility that made it so easy and usable, user-friendly for the spectators and players.
I mean, as well as all the referees from around the world as well. I mean, and supporters and volunteers. I mean, they've been amazing, you know, organising this tournament, providing support, helping do this commentary, and some of the technical pieces, as well as, you know, assisting around the pool.
Yeah, an absolute big shout out to all the refs. It's volunteer work, and it's not always easy being a ref. You only have always 50% of your customers that are happy. So a lot of clever coaches will read the comments on the side to what the team should be doing. Let's see what the teams will be doing in this second half. Immediately New Zealand coming out strong, opting to hit the middle and driving it out to the left side, penetrating South Africa's defence, and immediately South Africa under pressure. But strong swim by South Africa up the right wall with bottoms, numbers on the bottom there.
Yeah, it looks like South Africa are really putting a good effort into getting numbers down and support and keeping this drive going as they look to break for goal.
Wow, South Africa driving there on the right hand side. New Zealand absorbing it, taking it back to the corner.
But it looks like we have a call, and against New Zealand.
Now South Africa putting pressure. Usually the team that puts a lot of pressure on the defending team, force the defending team to make mistakes, especially the right, as we play from right to left, from the right on the wall, force the team to make mistakes. Oh, South Africa pushed it through.
Oh, Oh, and it looks like it might have been a dangerous
flick.
shot.
Not quite sure, was it a flick or was it a hit with a head? Okay, the referee's just getting together here to discuss what has happened, to make a decision on the penalty for the player.
So sometimes, when both players hit the puck at the same time, the puck can bounce up into the mask. If it's an accidental side flick, it can also be for 2 minutes of dangerous play for hitting the player. Sometimes they will call it for 5 minutes if they believe that the player shot it straight at the other player. Generally, at this level of hockey, players should be able to manage where they send their flicks. And it looks like number 10 out for South Africa there.
Number 10, Roxy Wormsley.
Oh, and it is for 5 minutes. There we've got confirmation on screen. So it may have been a direct flick straight at the player.
Now, South Africa with 5 players in the water for the next 4.5 minutes. This is now the time that will show guts and glory from the South African elite ladies. A lot of pressure. South Africa at the moment, everybody down on the bottom as well, sucking it up wide, but New Zealand stealing the puck there.
Oh, and
playing it wide. Absolutely.
And very good puck
fantastic.
retention. Oh, and
Great break
South
by
Africa
number 12.
just managing to make a tackle there to keep it out of the Kiwis' grasp. But again, the New Zealanders driving forward, driving well, and getting support to move down this near wall.
Eleanor keeping the puck there, keeping possession. Zandre getting the puck. South Africa here with 5 players in the water, absorbing the pressure. If they want to run the clock down for another 3 minutes to wait for Roxy to get back, it's going to take a lot of effort and guts from them. New Zealand opening it up. Only 1 player in front of them, Lauren Dwyer. What a stop, Lauren. Playing it back to the other half back, taking it back to the other corner, closer to the substitution box, so we can cycle some players there, but none of the player girls are subbing at the moment, opting to stay there, put their bodies on the line with another 3 minutes of being 5 players in the water.
I mean, sometimes when you play with 5 players, you can pick up and play an extra bit of percent to do well, but against 6 players at this level, it is very tough.
South Africa doing a great job there to get the puck, keep it away from New Zealand. But a bit of loving there by the referee.
Or by the South Africans.
Indicated by the referee that it is one of the South Africans. I don't know why they sometimes call it. There was not one Kiwi close to the goal. Wouldn't say there was any unfair advantage, or maybe I'll be a bit biased here. Spectators very quiet at the moment in the stand. The New Zealand supporters sitting there, and they're all looking. A lot of players looking at their cell phones to see what is going on, staying connected with friends and family at home. 2 loyal South African supporters, Leon van der Merwe and the SA Masters men, watching the game.
And thank you for your comments there. Annalise Miller, thank you as well. Darren, really appreciate it.
Rudolph getting a nice little slap there.
Wake up slap there by Anton. It's a little bit of South Africa, New Zealand scuffle there in the stands.
And New Zealand with a great attacking advantage here. Again, flicking it forward, looking to maintain the drive and provide pressure around this far side of the goal, looking to push it in with numbers on the bottom.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm a referee, if I can give an objective call
Oh,
or whatever happens there.
And it looks like the puck has gone in. There looked like a lot of pushing going on, but they've signalled a goal.
Looks like number 9, is it? New Zealand number 9.
No, number 8, Paige Moran.
Oh, hey. South Africa missing that one player down there at the bottom.
I mean, doing very well for the 3.5 minutes to keep New Zealand out, but the pressure was just a bit much.
Okay, South Africa all to play for you. They just used their
And again,
timeout before this goal.
And again, New Zealand getting the puck off the strike and looking to drive straight up the middle. South Africa getting possession and making a little bit of a drive.
Good swim by South Africa, good support from the back. Oh yes, that's some good player.
Recycling quickly there for South Africa, but just losing a little bit forward with a great tackle in the back. But again, South Africa driving forward and
good support there by New Zealand, down in numbers and angles, swimming at South Africa. South Africa trying to stop this, but New Zealand keep on driving.
And again, looking to shovel it under the body into the goal. And it looks like another goal for New Zealand there. Some very quick work there, and that looks
Number
like
12. Looks like Emma.
Yep. Great job, Emma. Oh, number 7.
Number 7.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I saw a fist there on the ref, but it indicated 7. Rachel Arbuckle. She from your club, Ian?
No, but she has played in the US in Denver a few years ago. So I met her when she was over there. But she's from in Pakuranga. And I played against her last month in June when at the Rotorua tournament.
Okay. South Africa now all to play for at the moment.
Roxy's back in the water there, so she's trying to make up for it. She's had enough time to get them recuperate. She's just staying down there, passing it back.
Yeah, looks like more bodies on the bottom here by South Africa, and again pushing towards the goal.
Drive. There we go. The show ain't over, ladies and gentlemen. South Africa is back. Roxy Wormsley coming in after 5 minutes in the sin bin, immediately making a difference there, the forward play and scoring the goal. Saying sorry to her teammates. Roxy, another 3 and we will all forgive you.
As New Zealand take their timeout, so both teams get 1 timeout per half, and both teams have taken them right now.
Well, New Zealand certainly have the buffer here, so they can just calm down. I think it's going to be, let's try and control it and make sure that it works for us and bide the time. I think on the other side, South Africa is going to say, come guys, get down on the bottom, put up the pressure, and let's go make this happen.
Yeah, I mean, for the last couple of minutes before Roxy came back in, it was very obvious that there were only like 1 or 2 players down on the puck. You know, it looks like these ladies have been trying very hard. So, you know, maybe a little bit of fatigue setting in, but it was quite obvious that
It
there was
could
only
be
a few
also
down.
a tactic not to just push everybody down on the bottom because it'll kill yourself.
Yeah,
Um,
but it's a fine line between watching and being down. And in this 3-meter pool, being on the bottom makes a huge difference.
You need to be on the bottom to play the game. South Africa playing it straight back into the New Zealand hands with Lauren just keeping possession, opting to play it back.
And New Zealand
the
double
halfback.
teaming there, giving South Africa no room to move or a passing opportunity. And New Zealand recycling quickly, looking for players. Again, looking for that straight drive towards the goal.
Jennifer trying her best to keep possession there and pick up a teammate. Couldn't find anybody. New Zealand again, still the puck there going wide. But there's an infringement against New Zealand in the process. Maybe a bit over eager to get to the puck and pushing it with their stick.
Certainly are quite equal to the task. As soon as South Africa gets it to puck, there's a New Zealand stick right there.
South Africa opting to play wide, but it's straight into a New Zealand
Zealanders,
player.
it looks like they've got a clean run for the goal here with 3 players driving. A very lucky flick towards the back left there, just by the goal by South Africa to keep it out.
Yeah, South Africa opt to play a bit wide there, but with wide you need to play a bit deeper. That forward flick was straight into a New Zealand player's stick, and she basically took out 2 South Africans with that break inwards and immediately applied pressure to South Africa. But South Africa making a fantastic swim up on the right hand side. Support from the halfback, getting in, playing it forward again.
But straight to the New Zealand defense, but managing to get it back and get some players on the bottom. But New Zealand actually breaking
Nice
away,
turn around there.
looking to maintain possession, and it looks like it might go back to
There might have been
very
a bit
back
of
and
an
forth again.
infringement. Less than 5 minutes to go in the second half, and South Africa need to score 3 more goals if they want to force some extra time into this game. Currently applying good pressure on the New Zealand half-backs, but does not seem to be able to penetrate the defence. New Zealand once again
with
a
a
bit of a
gloving.
stick infringement there by the pushing the puck with a glove. Go ladies, go. So you have to play a bit wide of the centre of the goal area. All the bodies are basically on the bottom, 1 player out. South Africa, New Zealand driving up the wall there, regaining possession from South Africa. South Africa there getting the puck back. New Zealand opting to drive South Africa back to the corner.
You see the South African support just waiting for the puck there, but New Zealand also waiting for the puck.
They're quite happy to keep it down there in front of their sub-box.
As it looks like a little bit of a mini break coming up. South Africa trying to get back in defense here.
Now South Africa eventually getting the puck from New Zealand, and there looks like we're going driving back up the right wall again. New Zealand not minding playing up the wall up and down all the time as long as the puck doesn't go to the centre of the pool. South Africa trying to regain possession and opening it up, and there we go.
And it looks like there's a little bit of a breakaway here, and South Africa.
Here we go, Bokkies, Adu! South Africa scoring a goal, number 2, Julie Borslap, previously Pernod, married to Brent Borslap, who played for the SM Masters earlier today, vice captain of the team, leading by example. 2.5 minutes, 2 goals to go. No more timeouts. This is exciting stuff, Ian.
Yeah, and you see the Kiwi crowd there getting riled up as well.
And South Africa getting to the kickoff just.
Much better contesting. But New Zealand again getting the best of that, driving straight under the South African sub bench, recycling very quickly, getting support down, and
Eleanor.
Sandwich by Eleanor.
Oh, right Piccoli move there, right under the body, pulling it back and straight right into the center of the goals.
And it looks like a goal, another goal by Rachel Arbuckle there, number 7 for New Zealand.
New Zealand immediately answering to South Africa's goal. And I think with 3 goals, South Africa has to do a lot now to try and get the...
No.
Okay, you see the clock stop. Shouldn't be stopping when there's a goal score. In the last 2 minutes when there's a referee calls, usually the time stop. But
I think it's just having a little bit of a Friday.
Maybe it's a
Friday glitch.
South African clock. Just 1 minute to go and free puck to New Zealand. South Africa, their over-eagerness there to get the puck towards the New Zealand goal.
South Africa's going to have to change their performance and pick up to go for tomorrow's game to get bronze, for the bronze medal. New Zealand comfortably through to the finals here.
And again, looking to get some extra pressure here against South Africa. Again, 3 Kiwis driving forward into the goal. South Africa trying to defend ferociously, and it looks like it's popping out.
Julian, Eleanor getting out there. Genie as well, putting their bodies on the line there to stop New Zealand not scoring another goal. South Africa still going for it. New Zealand playing it wide inside.
Great cycle into the middle, but looks like we have another infringement here, and this time against New Zealand. With only 5 seconds left in the game.
I think, Ian, that is what we call game, set and match. New Zealand was probably very happy again to be playing in the finals.
Yep, they will be. It was a very quick start by New Zealand, but South Africa certainly showed some fight and came back. As there we see the jubilant Kiwi supporters.
A fantastic game, a good hockey played. New Zealand with a surprise good start, putting South Africa immediately under pressure, and South Africa did their very best to get back. Unfortunately, Roxy Wormsley were thrown out for 5 minutes, most probably shooting for a goal and hitting a New Zealand player in the face, and she had to sit out 5 minutes, which sort of gave New Zealand the upper hand, and they created a gap. Immediately when Roxy got back, we scored a goal, and New Zealand answered to that. And congratulations, New Zealand. Well done, South African ladies. All to play for. We've got an opportunity to still win a bronze medal. Thank you, Ian, from your side, and thank you, Conrad, from your side as well.
Jack, it was a great pleasure. Thank you.
So from us here at the recordings and the commentary station, we just want to wish you all the best and God bless.
Up there.
Up there, all right.
So I'm here with Rachel Arbuckle. You scored a couple of goals there. Great feeling for the team?
Yeah, really good. Obviously, we came here to do our best at the World Champs, and every game we take one at a time, and that one was a big one for us, especially for the team who went to World Champs last time, and obviously losing in the final to the South African team, so a bit of a grudge match.
Yeah.
But no matter what, the road to the end is hard, and that was just another hard one that we've ticked off our list.
Great start there, a goal within 45 seconds, so great start.
Yep, we know they're a really tough team, the South Africans, so we really we went in with the aim of really being fired up right from the beginning, and really wanted to get on the scoreboard first, because we know that if they did get up first, how strong they are at keeping that lead. So yeah, that was one of our goals, was just to just come out firing and see what happened, and yeah, it worked.
Yeah, and South Africa came back and made you work very hard for it, but you had the numbers on the ground and we strike the puck very well. So
yeah. Not once did we think. Not once did we think. We were more than 0-all. That's how we kept playing, was 0-all, because as you can see, they came back and they gave it to us just as hard. So yeah, no, it was a good game.
Congratulations and good luck for the final tomorrow.
Thanks very much. Thanks.
Right, thanks.
Here with me I have Jeannie van der Merwe, captain of the South African Elite Ladies. Jeannie, New Zealand came out guns blazing.
Yes, no, they definitely did. They came out and they really knew what they wanted, and really kudos for them, because it was an excellent game from their side. They played their heart out and it was actually an awesome game to play.
The girls showed a lot of character by scoring again and closing the gap to 2-1.
Yes, I think the girls really didn't give up. I think they played their hearts out until the end, and I'm very proud of them. I'm really proud of what we've done.
And then Roxy got thrown out.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate, because you need your 6 players in the water to actually play a decent game, especially in the semi-finals against a strong team like New Zealand. But you know what? She came back in the water and she performed. She came and she made up for what we lost. But I just want to say, even with 5 girls playing, I'm just extremely proud of them, because they just kept on going and didn't give up.
I think we're all proud of you girls. You did keep up a good fight, and you showed character. Anything to the folks at home, supporters?
Yeah, we'd just like to thank you to everybody at home. We really love your support. We hope to bring a medal back tomorrow. We're going to still keep on fighting. Thank you for everything that you guys have done for us. Thank you for all the love. We really appreciate it, and we try and make you proud.
Thank you once again to all the supporters back home and everybody that looked and watched. We really appreciate your support. And New Zealand, thank you for giving us a good match, and all the best to both teams for tomorrow, playing for bronze and for gold.